I studied biology, and for me, conserving all life is paramount. Marine wildlife has a special place in my heart.
Smaller, doesn't it? Is it smaller? We have 5 of the 7 sea turtle species in the world, and they nest or live in our area waters. Sea turtles are threatened and endangered, so they take all of our working together to protect them.
Tell me, what are the biggest threats that you're working on that sea turtles are facing around the world?
One of the largest is climate change, and that introduces a whole range of other factors that are causing problems. Another one we see a lot of is pollution, and that includes plastic pollution. And then finally, the main one that we're focusing on at our facility is a cancer that these turtles are now starting to develop, which used to not be a problem, but due to climate change and pollution and other factors, it's becoming more and more frequent.
Megawatt is a juvenile green sea turtle, about 3 years old, and unfortunately she is very affected by tumors.
What are some of the different causes that you're looking at?
So we know that a lot of it is just from having a weakened immune system that allows the tumors to really come in and take hold. And so the question is, what are all those triggers leading up to that? And is it the warmer water and the increased UV lights through climate change, pollution, the chemicals in the water, things like that?
The team here at the hospital have successfully rehabbed and released 62 green sea turtles.
Okay.
The hospital also takes in baby sea turtles who have been born too weak to make it to the sea. They nurture them and release them.
Those small sea turtles, unfortunately not all of those animals make it, and the ones that don't make it, we examine what the cause of death may have been. And one of the things we've been finding in recent years is that actually the stomachs of these animals are full of plastic. If you think about those animals, they're pretty small, but their stomachs and gastrointestinal tracts are even smaller. And we're finding this level of plastic inside. And not only that, but it's between 97 and 100% of the animals every year that we investigate, they all have been consuming plastic.
Besides the sea turtle, there are actually a lot of other species that are struggling here in Florida, and one of them is the manatee. But there is a success story that we're taking an electric road trip to go see right now. So another little bit of hope.
I've come to meet Captain Derek Schmidt, who is going to be our guide. He runs Responsible Manatee Tours.
They're wild animals. We strive to keep the wildlife wild around here.
Crystal River is known as the home of the manatee, but even here the populations were struggling due to pollution, habitat loss, and being hit by boats. Now though, numbers are rising thanks to a scheme to repopulate the seagrass in these cages.
Tell me about the baskets.
The reason they had to put them up is because the manatees, when they learned about this grass project, they're like, oh, a buffet. And so they put the baskets.
The project has just been phenomenal. Our numbers were steadily going up, thank goodness. The recent number was around 7,500, they guesstimated throughout, almost half and half on the East Coast and the West Coast.
But sadly, the picture is not as positive for manatee populations on Florida's Atlantic coast, where they are dying in unprecedented numbers.
Last year, we saw more than 1,000 manatees die during the cold weather season. And about half of those died of starvation. That was due to intense pollution in the lagoon.
What are you doing to change that?
It's the Environmental Protection Agency that's in charge of ensuring that our water quality is up to a standard that protects manatees and protects us. We, as well as the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, went to the Environmental Protection Agency and said, you have to do more to protect water quality. And the agency refused. And so we've taken them to court. Basically, we're in this position of having to force our Environmental Protection Agency to take the steps necessary to ensure that that water is clean.
It gives me hope that there are good people working to solve these problems, and they need help. They need as much help as they can get. So I hope that we're shining the light on the people that are helping and that will help them help the animals even more.